Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is where you are, and welcome back to another episode on the Annoy Dad channel, where it is morning and it's been a bit chilly this morning. But there we go. Anyway, we are now on to part 2 of our 4G farm security camera video. Now, if you've not already seen part 1, I'll put the clicky link to it up here somewhere, up here. There we go. So if you've not already seen that, watch this video, then go back and watch that. And that is basically the unboxing of the camera. We explain what the camera is, how it works, how much it costs to run each month, which is hardly anything. So it's a really, really good option. Now you can see here I've got it all put in together, and you can see that the back plate thing I was talking about actually screws on to the other plate and the strap goes through it like that. Now I don't like this much white stuff. It doesn't look right with me. That's white as well. I might have to spray paint that at some point to get it black or another colour. But the camera is pretty much well covered up, except for the fact that the bit that would go at the bottom, that bit there, is white, so that would stand out if you was trying to be really incognito with it. So what we are going to do is we are going to rig it up somewhere, and we're going to rig it up for a week. We're going to see how we go. And then in this video, I'll explain the trials and the tribulations that we experience over that week, or even the pluses and the good stuff. Then I'm going to move it into its permanent location, and I'll leave it there for a month, and then we'll come back and we'll do like after a month's worth of usage of it. So, you know, is it going to work over 4G? Does it keep on activating for no reason? Does it take an hour and a half to activate? You know, answer all of those questions that you would have about it. So, right, let's go and put it somewhere just for a week. Now, I thought just for a week, the best place to put it is going to be the place it's going to pick up the most activity. And that is going to be just above my other trail cam here. But like I said in the last video, that one's actually stopped. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strap that onto there, and I don't have the tripod with me, so I'll get it strapped on and then I'll bring you back in and we can have a look at it. And there we go, that is it strapped in place. It's not really going anywhere, it's on there quite tight. Like I say, I don't like all of this amount of weightness. I'm probably going to swap this strap with that strap or something, and then I'll spray paint that up to get it black. Apparently you can buy them in black, but I didn't know that, and I didn't see the option on the Amazon page for that. So that's how the front of it looks once you've removed the plastic covering. So that's the part that's going to cover it. So to check to make sure we can see enough, I've loaded it up in the app, and it says play over cellular data. So it's clearly not English, as otherwise it would say mobile technology. And let's see, will it work? So this is working over the 4G network. You can see up in the top there, it just went to 4G, 3G. There you go. That is the live view. So to prove it's a live view, let me wiggle my hand. There we go. So it took a few seconds for that to come up. And so let's go for it, shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's not doing it this time, is it? Oh dear. So why had that stopped then? So that should be playing live. Let's try it again. Let me put my hand in front of it again. So my hand's in front of it. And it's not coming up. You can see up in the top here, it's got 0.00 bytes per second, kilobytes per second. Okay, let's try it again. Play over cellular data. Maybe it's only got a limit of like 10 seconds or something that it does, and then it kicks out again. I don't quite know yet. This is one of the things we're going to have to explore. Live viewing failed. Let's try again. This ain't very good, really, is it? Right, let me put my hand in front of it. There we go. 1, 2, 3. No, it stopped again. You can see in the top corner it's got 0.0 kilobytes per second, just up there. So it's not doing anything. Oh, now it is. Okay. And the signal strength around here is quite strong anyway. There is a tower just down the road. The other thing we can do is we can press this button here, and we can actually hear what's going on down at the farm. So if it was working, you'd be able to hear like a feedback of my voice coming through, but that's not working at all. Let's try it one last time. Okay, this is the one last time, and then we're going to move on, and I will explain what else is happening. See if it actually does it. Will it work? No, it failed. Okay, all right. So that's probably me somewhere within the settings, not getting things right. So let's move on a few days. Let me get a chance to actually work it out and see what I'm doing wrong. or what I'm doing right or what I'm not doing right, and then we'll come back and we'll have a look over it all again. Well, we've had the camera installed now for just about a week, and it's been a bit of a learning experience. So let's run through and take a quick look at the app, and we will see how it works off of that. Now, you would have seen just in the last video that we had issues with it actually connecting up. So let's just take a look and see, will it connect? I did just try this just off air, as if it were, and there you go, that's a live scene. You can see the rustling of the wind. Now with the app, you've got pause to pause it from live. You've got the speaker, so if you press that, you can then hear the sound of the wind going over the microphone. Obviously, if there wasn't wind and it was indoors and a person was talking, you'd be able to understand it. You've got the camera there to be able to take a picture, take a still. You've got the video one there to record an extra video. You're able to record an extra video because it will only take the video when it's activated by motion. That's when it records. So if you're looking at it now live and you want to record an extra bit, you just press that and it will record an extra bit, or you press that just to take a picture. Next up, we've got the resolution of the picture that's there. It's got two different types of settings that we'll come on to in a minute. There's fluent and there's 1080p. And of course, you've got the full screen one. The other thing you can do is you can just rotate your phone and it flips over to full screen there for you. So you're then able to see exactly what it's doing. And you can see when I'm recording this, it doesn't make a lot of difference. But yeah, you're able to see where it is there. So that has worked out quite well. So when it works and it works really, really well. When it doesn't work, like you was just seeing, is a bit of a pain. We had this, we've had one activation that wasn't our activation, and when that happened we wanted to see straight away what was going on, but it was taking its time to actually activate and to get us to actually be able to see it. And when that happens, oh, it's so frustrating, and oh, you just want to scream and shout. But luckily that activation was just activated by a bird or something flying past it. Other options you've got within the app is you've got one down here which is talk, and if you press that, you are then able to talk straight through to the camera. So if you put it onto earphone, there won't be any feedback, and then you tap to talk, and what I'm saying now should actually be coming out of the camera. See, if I put earphone on, you can just about hear the sound of the wind of the microphone. But this is how it sounds on the camera. Which obviously isn't very good and not the noise that you want to actually hear when you want to talk to the camera. So you've got that. Let's just exit out of that. And when you start up the app, this is what it comes up with. And it shows you your camera. So you're just able to choose your camera. And then if you press the cog at the top here, so you can see we are camera 1, model Go. We have used 2 GB of storage in a week because the card was empty when it was placed in there. The battery has dropped down to 66%. Bear in mind we're doing this in January, even though it is a brand new battery and it was 100% when it was put in. Display, so you can rotate, you can turn off, rotate, quality, anti-flicker, day and night, whether you want the camera name, the date, the watermark or the privacy mask on the screen when it comes off. PIR motion sensor, so it's got the PIR. You can change the schedule for it, so you're able to turn it off. So if you're placing it in like a shop which is open every day between 9 and 5 and you know that staff are in there between 8:30 and 5:30, you can actually turn it off between those hours. And the sensitivity, so I've got ours set to high at the minute. I didn't notice a lot of difference when we were there, to be honest. With the sensitivity, it didn't really affect too much. So the camera recording, are you going to record it? Do you want to record it to the SD card? We've got an SD card in there. You have to excuse my thumbs. It doesn't always work on my thumbs. I've got hard skin on there. So push notifications. Do you enable push notifications to receive motion and low battery alerts? Of course. Email alerts, you can have motion sent to your email. I don't have that set up. And the other one is siren. Now I thought this was quite odd until I sat down and I worked it out. If you turn siren on, when the camera is motion activated, this happens. And it took me about 30 seconds just to sit down and think, why on earth would you want siren on a camera like this? Because you want this to be quite discreet. But then there was a thing that the rural crimes officer told me, the police lady, when she came round. She said that criminals love it when you put up lights. You can put up all the floodlights in the world, light the place up for them. They will use them to their advantage to be able to see where they are going, and they will also know where to hide in the shadows. You start making noises, you start making sounds, you get anything up there which is loud, which is going to attract attention, and they don't like that, and then they run off. So because the siren on this isn't overtly loud, it isn't like a proper burglar alarm going off. If you had it in a workshop, if you had it in a shed, say the shed where you kept your quad bikes, if a person comes along, breaks into your shed, and then hears an alarm going off, they're going to leave, hopefully, you would hope. They're not going to hang around, which is what I think that feature is for. And it does sound quite good, but obviously I'm using mine outdoors, so it isn't going to make a lot of difference really. Share the camera, if you want to share the camera with somebody else. And if you want to add a password, the date and time, record audio and infrared lights. So the app itself is quite good. So we've gone back and we are now live again. We have spotted that it is quite good at sending through the alerts to the phone. If you walk past it, it will send off an alert. You may know that just over to the right hand side here, if the screen was extended, just to the right hand side here is the shed. If I walk in and go into the shed, I get a ping of an alert. If I just pick up a tool and walk back out of the shed and go off, I get another alert. So it alerts you quite quickly, and it runs through them very, very quickly to actually give you your alerts. So if we get just one activation, then we think maybe it's just a bird again, maybe it's just an animal. But if we get one and then 30 seconds later we get ourselves another one, and then another, and then another, you know that there is lots of stuff happening in front of the camera. The other thing we have spotted is that it might let you know within about 5 seconds of a person being there. At other times, I can walk past it, I can walk down our track, which is about 120 meters, to the car, change out of my wellies into my shoes, climb into the car, drive out of our main gate, jump out the car, lock the main gate, jump back in the car, and then it notifies me of my last movement in front of the camera. So there can be that bit of a time gap. Either way, it's all recorded onto the SD card. Now to access the SD card, you go to playback. And you can see, this is from today, because we're on the 24th today, and these are the times when it was activated. So I was down there this morning doing the morning feed at 8:52 is when I arrived. And then we was down there mid-afternoon because the wife had to go down and do something with the horses, and then I was down there in the evening doing some work in the orchard. I thought pruning was over, but you know, I've still got all of the big trees. So we've got all of these recordings which are saved onto the SD card on the camera. So if we just pick that one, it's now talking to the camera, and this is now being played back from what is on the camera. Okay, and I don't know if you could see me, but I was just over to this side here. I was just going in the shed. You can just make out the side of the shed with that one. So this is on the camera. This is stored on the camera, but obviously it's being played now over the 4G network. And it's just running through them all. We'll just wait and see if there's one of me. There's the wife, just walking along. What's she going to do? Check her phone. Yeah, there she is. Nope, nope, blowing her nose. And where's she off to? Oh, she's going off somewhere. Nope, she's going into the shed, probably to get the horses feed. So let's end it there, or else otherwise she'll kill me. What are you doing putting my video on YouTube? I didn't know you were recording me. So yeah, anyway, that's what she'll be like. But otherwise, I think it is a cracking piece of kit. For the money that you pay for it, yes, it is a couple of £100. Yes, it is expensive. Yes, it does have flaws. No, it's not the quickest thing in the world to actually turn around and tell you when things are happening. But for the cost of this compared to what I'm having to pay to replace the lost birds, the lost equipment, as well as the peace of mind that it offers, because I'm only 3 minutes away, I can be up there in 3 minutes. If I get a motion alert and I see that somebody is there, I can be up there in 3 minutes. As I said in the last one, I can ring the police and get straight up there and get the vehicle details. There's only 2 places you can park vehicles near where we are. So yeah, I'm very pleased with it. I will definitely buy another one, and at a running cost of only £4 a month, even better. You can see now we are still playing through live. You can see just up there, the time is still ticking through, and we're coming through at 200 kilobytes per second ish. So where we had those issues, yes, you do get issues at times, but then at other times it just works perfectly and it just goes. And for the cost of £4 a month, I am not going to argue with it. So there is a link down in the description below if you want to buy one. One thing I haven't said is that you can actually buy the solar panels that go with these. Reolink also make the solar panels. So you can just plug in the solar panel and you can pretty much just leave it because it will charge itself off of the solar panel, or you can just go out and buy one of the battery banks and just plug that in. Just be aware that when it is on charge, there is a light that comes on the side of it. It's one of the ones that's like inside of it, but it glows through the plastic. So if you're not using the sleeve, you'd be able to see that there was a light on it if you was going to leave it for any period of time. So now I'm going to move this camera. I'm going to place it into its permanent position. I will most definitely be buying another one, because I reckon if we had 4, we'd be able to pretty much cover the main areas where anybody would go and where they would be. So we can angle them down and we can angle them up. So anybody tries to walk along looking at their shoes, like, you know, it still catches faces and stuff like that. So yeah, I would thoroughly recommend them. I'm very pleased with it. And thank you so much for watching. Remember, we are going to do a video after 1 month's use, just to see if there is anything that after a month that comes up that I all of a sudden turn around and say, this is really bad, or this is really good, or anything else like that. So you've heard me waffle on for a long time. We are still playing live scenes from the farm. As you can see, the back of the horse box with the tarpaulin on there, ruffling away in the wind. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next video, bye-bye.